As the first rays of dawn touch the majestic peaks of Borobudur, a lost wonder begins to awaken from its long slumber beneath the morning mist. Few know that this massive structure was once completely erased from human memory, hidden for nearly 1,000 years under thick volcanic ash and jungle growth. Standing in the shadow of the fire-breathing Merapi, this temple tells a story of how the greatest achievements of mankind can be forgotten and then found. This is more than just a temple of stone. It is a testament to the resilience of faith and the enduring spirit of an ancient civilization. For centuries, only the birds and the wind knew of its existence, as the tropical forest reclaimed what was once the center of a mighty empire. The heavy silence of the valley held the secrets of the Sailendra dynasty, waiting for the moment when the world would finally look upon it again. Now, we step into the light to uncover the mysteries of the world's largest Buddhist monument and the 500 Buddhas that guard its sacred halls. Every stone here has a memory, and every corridor leads deeper into a cosmic map designed to guide the human soul toward ultimate spiritual awakening. Welcome to Borobudur, a masterpiece of ancient engineering and a silent witness to a history that refused to stay buried forever beneath the volcanic earth. Built in the 9th century, Borobudur is a massive stone mandala, a three-dimensional map of the universe according to ancient Buddhist philosophy and sacred geometry. Over 2 million blocks of andesite stone were carved and fitted together without a single drop of mortar, relying only on perfect interlocking joinery and gravity. The journey begins at the base, representing the world of desire, where thousands of reliefs depict the struggles and joys of ordinary human existence on Earth. If you were to lay these relief panels end to end, they would stretch for over 6 kilometers, making it the longest ensemble of Buddhist reliefs. As you climb higher, you leave the world of desire behind and enter the sphere of forms, where the stories of the Buddha's enlightenment begin. Each step upward is a symbolic climb toward liberation, a physical movement that mirrors the internal journey of a monk seeking the path of wisdom. Generations of craftsmen spent their entire lives carving these walls, knowing they might never see the finished temple, working purely out of devotion and faith. The architects calculated the movement of the sun, ensuring that the light would fall perfectly on specific stories during different times of the day and year. These walls are not just religious texts, they are a window into the daily life, a fashion and technology of 9th century Java at its absolute cultural peak. There are over 2,000 relief panels in total, each one a masterpiece of storytelling that has survived volcanic eruptions, earthquakes, and the passage of time. Even the drainage was designed with artistry, using stone gargoyles shaped like mythical creatures to channel the tropical rainwater away from the delicate relief carvings. This volcanic stone is the very bone of the island, transformed by human hands into a spiritual monument that bridges the gap between earth and heaven. To understand Borobudur, one must walk these paths and let the stories of the past whisper through the stone, leading us toward the 500. 504 Buddha statues keep watch over the temple, each one carved from a single block of stone with profound grace and stillness. Every statue is categorized by its hand gesture, or mudra, which encodes a specific message of peace, courage, or the teaching of the sacred law. The placement of these statues is not random. They are oriented toward the cardinal directions, each group facing a different way to protect the universe. Despite their stone bodies, there is a sense of living breath in their expressions, a quiet compassion that has remained unchanged for over a millennium. Not all the Buddhas remain. Many were lost to collectors or destroyed by falling stone, yet their absence tells a story of survival and loss. Even those that are damaged carry a powerful presence, reminding us that while the physical form may fade, the spirit behind the image is eternal. The interaction between light and shadow on these statues was carefully planned to evoke a sense of the divine appearing within the physical world. From their high positions, they look out over the valley like eternal guardians, watching the cycles of life and death unfold in the world below. The level of detail is astounding, from the curls of the hair to the subtle folds of the robes, all achieved with primitive iron tools. As we ascend to the highest levels, the statues become hidden within bell-shaped stupas, representing the mystery of enlightenment that is found within the self. Today, pilgrims still come to offer prayers and flowers, keeping the spiritual heart of the temple beating after centuries of silence and dark abandonment. The air here is thick with the scent of history and the echoes of millions of prayers that have been whispered within these sacred stone walls. But the journey is not yet complete. To reach the top is to leave all images behind and enter the final realm of absolute silence. The top level of Borobudur is the realm of formlessness, where all stories and decorations vanish, leaving only the sky and the perfect geometry of the stupas. There are 72 of these smaller stupas, each housing a Buddha that is partially hidden, symbolizing that truth is often found in the unseen spaces. At the very center stands the Great Stupa, a massive stone dome that represents nirvana, the ultimate state of emptiness and liberation from the cycle of suffering. From this height, the boundaries between the temple and the earth dissolve, and you feel the true scale of the cosmic vision the builders intended. The silence at the top is profound, a place where the noise of the world fades away and the mind is invited to simply exist in the present. The Arupadhatu level is a masterpiece of minimalism, proving that the most powerful spiritual statements are often made with the least amount of ornamentation or detail. This is the peak of invisibility, where the stone leads you to the edge of the physical world and asks you to look into the infinite. Every measurement on this level was calculated to reflect Buddhist numerology, creating a harmony that can be felt in the very air of the summit. The circles represent the cycles of time and the path toward the center, where all movement stops and the soul finds its true home in peace. It is a mountain of stone that reaches for the stars, a lighthouse of wisdom that was meant to be seen from every corner of the valley. But even this height could not protect Borobudur from the forces of nature that would soon change the fate of the temple and the entire kingdom. The volcano that provided the stone for the temple would eventually become the force that would bury it deep beneath the earth for many centuries. As the sun sets on the age of the Sailendras, the story of Borobudur enters its darkest chapter, a 1,000-year sleep in the heart of the forest. In the 10th century, a massive eruption of Mount Merapi covered the valley in thick layers of volcanic ash, forcing the population to flee their homes. Slowly, the jungle took over, and the great temple disappeared from maps and from the memory of the people, becoming a legend of a hidden hill. For 800 years, Borobudur was nothing but a ghost, a story told by local villagers about a hill of statues hidden deep in the woods. Then, in 1814, the British governor Thomas Stamford Raffles heard these rumors and sent an engineer named Cornelius to investigate the mysterious forest hill. It took 200 men over 2 months of intense labor to clear the trees and dig through the volcanic soil that protected the temple. Imagine the shock when the earth finally gave way, revealing an entire empire of stone, perfectly preserved under the very ash that had buried it. The discovery sent shockwaves through the world, but the temple was in a fragile state, broken by earthquakes and the weight of the jungle's growth. The battle to save Borobudur began, a process of piecing together the world's largest stone puzzle, while the tropical climate threatened to destroy it again. In 1975, UNESCO launched one of the most ambitious restoration projects in history, involving hundreds of experts from 27 different countries around the globe. They dismantled over 1 million stones, cleaned them individually, and rebuilt the entire structure with a modern drainage system to ensure its survival for the future. This massive international effort was a triumph of science and culture, bringing Borobudur back from the brink of total collapse and into the light. Today, it stands as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, a symbol of Indonesia's rich history and the global importance of protecting our shared human legacy. What was once lost is now a beacon for millions, a place where history and spirituality meet to tell a story that cannot be forgotten again. As the sun begins its descent, the temple of Borobudur transforms once again, its stones turning to deep gold in the dying light of day. This same light has touched these stones for 1,200 years, witnessing the rise and fall of kingdoms and the changing of the world. In the stillness of the evening, the temple invites us to reflect on our own journey, the steps we take toward understanding and inner peace. The stories on these walls are universal, speaking of love, sacrifice, and the search for truth that remains the same across all cultures and times. Borobudur reminds us that even the most solid stone is subject to the law of impermanence, yet its message can endure through the centuries. The volcano remains a silent neighbor, a reminder of the fragile balance between human creation and the overwhelming power of the natural world around us. As the stars come out, Borobudur becomes a celestial observatory, a bridge between the smallness of man and the vastness of the infinite universe above. The light of wisdom, once hidden in the darkness of the ash, now burns brightly for all to see, a flame that will never be extinguished. We leave this place with a sense of wonder, carrying with us the quiet peace that only a 1,000-year-old smile can truly give to the soul. Borobudur is no longer just a Javanese treasure. It is a gift to the world, a place where people of all faiths can find a moment of stillness. It is a mirror of the mind, a physical representation of the clarity and balance that we all seek in our busy, modern lives today. The journey through the stone mandala ends here, but the lessons of the 500 Buddhas will stay with us long after we leave. For in the heart of the stone and the silence of the forest, the light of Borobudur continues to shine, forever guiding the way home. Thank you for joining us at the Ancient Vault. Subscribe to explore more mysteries of the past and the wonders of our shared human history.